Morning, guys. Good morning. Tournament's going to start here in a few hours. I wanted to do a pod this morning to go through all the games, let you guys know what I'm thinking. Hopefully, this helps. I really think I'll make Monday, Saturday, and Sunday on this tournament after I get to watch today and tomorrow. Just the first round is notoriously unpredictable. It's a new gyms, new arena, just a lot going on. So there's a couple games I like. I will certainly let you guys know, but I expect a bit significant amount of money on Saturday and Sunday after I get to watch today and tomorrow. So, all right, with that in mind, I did the bracket yesterday. If you want to go back and listen to that, hopefully it'll help. And let's roll. So these lines can change. The numbers are going to move. There's so much money that gets bet on these games. Please, my number one piece of advice is just go with what you think. Don't overthink it. There's already a gazillion things to think about. You don't need to worry about why the line's moving. You just don't need to do it. So, all right, with that in mind, let's go. I'm going to go in order. Creighton and Louisville is the first game. It's the ultimate stay away. I really don't have a good feel on this game. I didn't love the way Louisville looked against Duke at the end. A lot of bickering between a couple of their players. And it just, I don't know. But I didn't like the way Creighton finished against St. John's at all. So I will stay away from that game. But it's the perfect game to start the tournament off because it'll probably come down right to the wire. Louisville's got a brand new coach. Creighton's coach has been there forever. Should be a great game. The first game that I like is High Point against Purdue. I know High Point's a fairly popular underdog pick. No one likes Purdue. Purdue has a history of losing in these games. I'm going to go High Point, 7.5 point underdog. I just don't think Purdue's that good. Thought they snuck past a couple games in the Big Ten. They got a pretty good seeding at the 4 spot. High Point's first time in there. I'll take the 7.5 points. The Wisconsin Montana game, I know I saw something where a lot of the money was coming in on the under, a lot of bets coming in on the under on this game. Excuse me, I've never seen Montana play this year, so I really just don't have a feel. I will stay away from it. Wisconsin, if they score, I don't know about the under in that game because Wisconsin has a tendency to get hot. Their guards are very good, so I would just stay away from that. I'll put a flyer on SIU plus 28.5 points because I know some of the metrics might say otherwise as far as Houston's shooting, but to me, I'm bearish on Houston's offense. It's a ton of points. SIU, I believe it's their first time there. 2 o'clock. Whatever. I'll take the 28.5 points. I won't do that in Auburn, Alabama State game. I'm going to go with the over in this one. It's about 150. I'm gonna bank on the fact that Auburn's going to score in the 90s. It's Alabama State played the other night, an emotional win, all these different things. I feel like Auburn's angry. They didn't like the way they played in the SEC tournament. Just have a feeling that Auburn's going to blow them out. I don't know if they blow them out, but I know they score a bunch of points. They're 32.5 point favorites. I just imagine this game gets over. So I got the over there. Clemson, I like to go to the Final Four. I said that yesterday. I like Clemson a lot. This is a tricky spot, though. They're 7.5 point favorites against McNeese State. I don't want to give those points. McNeese State's in a interesting position because their coach, Will Wade, who was the coach of LSU, is reportedly going to get the NC State job after this year. Interesting that it had to come out right before the tournament. How did the players respond? I really just want Clemson to win this game, so I don't want to be bitter and give the 7.5 points and then they don't win, or they don't cover, but they win. So I'll just root for Clemson. I like VCU a lot. They're getting 2.5 points. It might be my favorite game today, going up against BYU. BYU I think they're just exhausted. I think that Houston game took a lot out of them in the Big 12 championship. Didn't like the way they played at all. I didn't like that performance at all out of BYU against Houston. They couldn't score, and VCU is going to play really good defense. I think VCU, I said yesterday, they're my pick to go pretty far here in this bracket. So I'll roll with the Rams getting 2.5 points. I think they win the game outright. I'm bullish here on Georgia. 6.5 points just feels like too many. Georgia's solid. Gonzaga 6.5 point favorites. I'm just gonna go with Georgia here. I said yesterday I don't think Gonzaga is that great, and 6.5 points feels disrespectful. I know a lot of the people want to take Gonzaga. They've been the 9 straight Sweet 16s. The winner gets Houston. I don't know. I think Georgia is underrated. I thought that they played good enough defense to keep this game tight. So 6.5 points I'll take. I'm fading Tennessee. I'll do this every game. I don't know if they'll lose today. I doubt it. But 19.5 points is too many. I see it 18.5 now. Wofford against Tennessee. Yeah, I'll go with Wofford. I just don't like Tennessee to score enough points. So we'll say that this game is dicey all the way through, and Wofford keeps it close. Arkansas, Kansas will be if you only could pick one game to watch today, I would advise watching that one. That's gonna be 7 o'clock on CBS. Kansas, I'm surprised it's all the way up to 5.5 points. I'm not going to give the points, but I'm not going to take the points either with Arkansas. I'll stay away from this one. Feels like the Creighton Louisville game where I really am excited to watch it, but I don't have a great feel for this game. Calipari versus Bill Self. Enough said to watch that one, but I stay away. The game I think I like the most today, VCU and Yale. Yale I probably like even a little bit more than VCU because I'm getting 7.5 points. I don't think A&M is good enough to give 7.5 points. Yale won last year. Yale's good. Yale actually defensive rebounds at a really high rate, and that's A&M's biggest strength is their offensive rebounding. I thought A&M just couldn't put it together. They don't play good enough defense for a team that's pretty good rebounding. Their perimeter defense leaves a lot to be desired. I like A&M more when they're the dog. 7.5 points is too many, so I'll go with Yale. I think they win the game outright. And I can't figure out why Missouri's given 6.5 here. Just not a lot of love to Drake. I guess they don't think Drake can score enough. But the total's only 132.5, and Missouri's favored by 6.5. To me, if this game's in the 60s, low 70s, it's a 50-50 game, and Drake can beat them. If you like Missouri, I would bet the over on Missouri's team points. But I like Drake today, plus 6.5. So I'll roll with that. I like UCLA. I don't love it. 5.5. I would like it more about 2.5 or 3. I watched enough of Utah State where I don't think it's a great matchup for them. I think UCLA will be able to grind this game. I'm surprised the total's 144.5. I might lean towards the under in that one. I don't know about giving the points with UCLA. I don't feel great about that. I got St. John's going all the way. I'll just stay away from this one against Omaha because if there's a chance for St. John's to have a letdown, I think it's only in this spot. They just won the Big East tournament. Pitino's doing a lot of media. They better be careful that Omaha doesn't make them sweat it all the way out tonight. But assuming they don't, assuming they just roll over them, I like St. John's to go deep into this tournament, but I don't want to give the points tonight. This to me, I want to take San Diego here against Michigan. I know in the bracket yesterday I had Michigan beating San Diego. I keep going back and forth on this one. I think the deciding factor for me is that San Diego plays pressure defense, like really, really intense pressure on the guards, and Michigan just turns the ball over too much. And I can't stand the Donaldson kid who was taunting Maryland at the end of that game. So I'm just gonna go San Diego here, take the 2.5 points. Yeah. So last game is North Carolina Wilmington against Texas Tech. I'm just going to say this right now. North Carolina Wilmington's probably going to cover this spread because it's the last game. And, you're going to stay up. Maybe you're like, well, I don't have to watch this particular game. It's Texas Tech, UNC Wilmington. We'll just pencil in Texas Tech. So I just have a funny feeling North Carolina Wilmington will play them really tight. Maybe they beat them. I don't know if I'll bet it, but that is my gut read on it. So I think I like more games tomorrow. When I was going through the bracket, I felt more confident about the games tomorrow than I do today. I will have out these picks that I just mentioned, plus if I have a couple other. By the time I finish up this pod, I will get everything out by about 10:30 the latest. So if it helps you guys while you're making your bets, then great. And yeah, so I'm super excited. I don't want to keep blabbing about it. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to do a whole write-up for each pick just because I feel like I'll be regurgitating the same things I've been saying. And, at this point, I'm just excited for all the action to start. Saturday and Sunday is when I'll have more confidence in the games because I would have seen each team play and I'll feel much more confident about it. So for today and tomorrow, I'll just list out the games that I like. And then if you guys want to listen to this pod or listen to it yesterday, the pod I did yesterday with my bracket, great. And let's see, what else? I'm gonna get out of here on the Kobe Mayo stuff because he put out a statement on Twitter. I guess it was Twitter, wherever he put it out. But it was basically it was an apology and acknowledgement of how silly his comments were yesterday. So that made me feel better. No need to pile on somebody. Everybody's allowed to make a mistake, but I don't think it changes what his future is with the Orioles, which is non-existent. I think Kobe Mayo will be on a different team by the All-Star break. Just doesn't fit in here. period. So unless Mountcastle gets hurt, that to me is the only spot for him. He can play third base somewhere else. Can't play third base here because it's all filled up. So just is what it is. You got Westberg, you got Arias, and there's just no room for him. And there's probably no room for him at first base as Basayo is lurking. So the best thing for Mayo in his career and for the Orioles is for him to just go down there and have a great 3 months of baseball, say the right things, and then we'll ship him out and get some value for him. But good for him for making the statement. And there's still an outside chance that he's part of this Orioles future because injuries can happen. But barring that, I just don't see how he ever ends up on this roster. And that's okay. Just that's life. Things happen. But yeah, I thought it was good that he put out the statement and cleared the air and acknowledged, they probably shouldn't have made that statement in public to begin with. So, all right, all's good with the Orioles. We'll have the final roster, I guess, here where they play their last game on Monday against the Nationals. So we'll see the roster on Tuesday, whether or not Gunnar makes it. Doesn't look like Mateo's going to make it, but he's playing. And comment on it once they make it official. Good luck on your bets today. Maryland plays tomorrow afternoon against Grand Canyon. So tomorrow I'll give out my bets and do a little bit more of a breakdown of Maryland. If you got any specific questions, if there's something where you can't make a decision, you just want me to make it for you on your bracket, feel free to shoot me a message. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the morning.